Hello students, welcome to today's English class. Today we'll be exploring the second chapter of your textbook Movements, The Adventures of Toto. The Adventures of Toto is the story of the adventures of the exciting acts done by a baby monkey called Toto. And the chapter also speaks about how mischievous a monkey is, and it's quite surprising to think that a monkey can also be kept as a pet. You must have seen people keeping dogs as their pets, people keeping cats as their pets, or some other rabbits as their pets, but you hardly must have ever seen somebody keeping monkey as a pet. And imagine how adventurous would a monkey be behaving when kept as a pet. And you can imagine a monkey at your home, and how would it be able to keep a monkey as a pet? How would it be able to tame a monkey? A dog, if tied to a rope, it keeps there. It is known to be one of the most faithful animals. But keeping monkey as a pet, monkeys are known to be extremely mischievous in nature. They are quite, rather I would say they're quite naughty. They are quite uh, they can't stay at a place. They keep on jumping from one branch to the other branch in the forest. And if you have seen the stray monkeys coming on the roof of your house, and the activities they are into, and given freedom, what destruction they can cause. I remember monkeys entering my house, and if the house is unattended and there is no one around, they don't miss any opportunity to spread litter around, to just make a mess of the situation. So it's going to be quite exciting for us to know that when monkey is kept as a pet, what situations does it lead to, and is it feasible to let a monkey alone at home, and have a control of him, that he doesn't indulge into anything that is not likable by us. So this is the story. The story also raises a question that uh, that human beings, while keeping pet, should learn how to keep pet. They should be aware of the consequences of keeping a pet. They should they should just adopt themselves with the animal. And there is a set of skills which is to be learnt before keeping a pet at home. So all these things are sprinkled over here and there, and that this chapter will make us reflect over all these things. Fine. So let's, without further delay, let's start the chapter. um, have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Yeah, it's a question. It's quite an interesting question. It's quite a question that creates our inquisitiveness, that what would be the consequences of keeping a baby monkey as a pet. Toto is a baby monkey. Let's find out whether he is mischievous or docile. See, this mischievous or docile, these are two antonyms, these are two opposite words to each other. Mischievous, as you know, an animal or a person who is extremely naughty, who indulges into the things which are considered to be abnormal in a way. Docile means a person or an animal that can be easily controlled, that can be easily instructed, that can be easily tamed, an obedient kind of an animal. So let's find out whether the monkey, baby monkey Toto, turns out to be mischievous and docile. Though getting into the general characteristic traits of monkey, we can guess that how can a monkey be docile. But let's find out. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The narrator's grandfather, narrator is narrating the story, so we call a person narrating the story a narrator. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. So Toto was bought from a Tonga driver by narrator's grandmother against a sum of 5 rupees. It was the price, we can say. The Tonga driver used to keep the little monkey tied to a feeding trough. The Tonga, when the monkey was with Tonga driver, he used to is something that is used for something to be explained in the past habit. Like when I was a kid, I used to fly kites. Fine. So when I was young, I used to watch many movies. So this way it can be used. The Tonga driver used to keep the little monkey tied to a feeding trough. Feeding trough, students, I would like to tell you, feeding trough is something. It's a kind of a narrow and long container to feed the animals from. Fine, to water the animals from, to feed the animals from. You must have seen it that in outside some of the houses people get constructed a kind of tank. Fine, or in stables or in cow sheds you can see this stuff. And the monkey looked so out of place there. When grandfather first saw the monkey tied to a feeding trough, he found monkey was looking so out of place. If a person or an animal looks out of place, means it's uncomfortable to the situations he is into. Grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Actually, grandfather managed a private zoo, so he decided to bring Toto to his home and to be made a part of his private zoo. So this was the decision. Now let's see what this decision is going to lead grandfather to or the rest of the family members to. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief. It's a appearance of Toto is being elaborated here. He had bright eyes which shone, which sparkled with mischief. So mischief could be seen into the eyes of a monkey. Like a child, if he is so mischievous and there are mischiefs in his eyes and he is looking towards you with mischiefs, we can just we can just poke fun at him. A monkey, why are you looking to me like a monkey? Sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows. He had deep, broad eyebrows, and his teeth, which were pearly white, pear, color of the pear, it's a fruit. They were the color of the pear, they were as white as a pear is, were very often displayed in a smile, and he used to display a broad smile on his face often. And that frightened the life of the elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Anglo-Indian means ladies who has double citizenship. They are who has double citizenship in a way that they have the background from of Britain as well as India. So his smile used to frighten. If a monkey smiles at you, you are bound to get frightened. So, but his hands looked dried up, as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. But his hands had been dried up, his hands were extremely dried as he was exposed. Actually, he was tied in the open most of the time by the master, that was Tonga driver. So his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled, they had been exposed, like we expose the pickle in the sun to dry. So similarly, his hands were like extremely dried. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked. His fingers were quick means he was quick in movement, and his fingers were wicked as well. Wicked means evil, intended to do something bad, something mischievous, something evil. And his tail, while adding to his good looks, the author believes that tail added to the good looks of the monkey. Grandfather also believed that a tail would add to anyone's good looks. Also served as a third hand. The tail served as a third hand for the monkey. He could use his tail to hang it from a branch of the tree, and the tail was capable of scooping up. Scooping up means, eating from, like we eat from hands, so he could eat from the tail any delicacy, any dish, any eatable that might be out of reach of his hand. So he could have an access to an eatable that he could not take and scoop into his mouth using his hands. The tail could serve this purpose beautifully for him. Grandmother always first when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. There used to be created a scene at home every time grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. Grandmother did not like this tendency of grandfather bringing animals home. She always made a fuss. She always created a scene into the home. She didn't like that. She disapproved that. She quarreled rather with grandfather over this. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. So they decided, the narrator and the grandfather decided to keep Toto's presence at home a secret, and they had been waiting for grandmother's coming into good mood to tell her. Otherwise, she would again make a fuss over this situation. Now, monkey, see, on one hand, a monkey was being kept a pet, and the presence of a monkey to be kept secret, it's almost next to impossible. My imagination doesn't allow me to think so. Let's explore. There are miracles happening. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall. So there was an almirah opening into the bedroom wall. They put they put Toto into that, where he was tied securely. He was tied into that closet securely with a rope or a chain, or so we thought. Or so we thought, whether it was tied securely or not, but they thought while tying him that they had tied securely. And it was tied to, he was tied to a peg fastened into a wall. In that closet there was a peg fastened into the wall. Peg means it's a kind of metal or wooden thing that is fixed into a wall to just hang clothes into. Fine. So you must have got this a peg. We just push and piers this into the wall so that we can hang our clothes on. So it was fastened into the wall. Fasten means tied securely into the wall. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came to release Toto from that place where he had been securely tied according to them, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper, the walls of the closet had been covered with some decorative paper that grandfather had chosen, now stood out naked brick and plaster. So there was no ornamental paper, the wall was naked without paper, there was no plaster even. So we can understand what Toto might have done to the wall, how great a ruckus, how great disturbance, how great mischief he might have indulged into when he was inside inside that closet. Fine. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket. See, even that strongly inserted peg into the wall couldn't save itself from the monkey's attack. Rather, I would say it had been wrenched. Wrenched means rooted out. It might have taken a lot of force for baby monkey to take a socket out, but when monkeys are there to do whatever they feel to do, they don't mind the force to be brought into the action. We can understand. So the peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Oh my God! The blazer was in shreds. It was in pieces. It was torn into small pieces. It was in rags now. So this is what monkey did when he was just put into the closet. The grandfather must have thought that the monkey would be found sitting docile, sitting tamed, but he failed to see into what monkeys could do. Fine. So, in a way, we can say that closet that was in an apple pie order when monkey was kept inside was found to be at sixes and sevens. Here I am giving you two beautiful idioms through this chapter. I would like you to learn these idioms. I am just typing these two here. One is apple pie odor. Now, what was the condition of the closet when Toto was put inside? Closet was in apple pie odor. This is one situation. Fine. And what was the condition of the closet when grandfather came to take Toto out of that? The closet was at, let me type it. The closet was at sixes and sevens. So this way we can express these two conditions, sevens. So you are requested to learn these two idioms and add these two into your active vocabulary when you just sit alone and read this chapter again. These two must come to your mind, and this way you will be having command over vocabulary. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls which had been covered with some this, so we have read, the peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket. Wrenched means pulled out with force. Fine, blazer was in shreds. I wondered what grandmother would say. So they feared the reaction of the grandmother. She was not told about the presence of Toto at home. But grandfather didn't worry. Grandfather rather became pleased seeing this adventure of Toto. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. He found Toto to be extremely an active pet. And you know, masters feel extremely delighted and extremely elated when they see their pets indulging into mischiefs. Like parents, you know, like their small babies. Becoming active and doing one thing or the other here and there. So the same kind of happiness was felt by grandfather. He was an animal lover, in fact. He is clever. This was the remark by grandfather. Given time, I am sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So he imagined what would have happened next if they hadn't come to release. He predicted that he could even tie the torn pieces of blazer and convert into it into a rope, and he could just find escape out from the window, like we have seen in movies, that if a character is, you know, kidnapped, so they do it by tying the pieces of clothes together. The same kind of scene was visualized by grandfather, could be done by monkey. His presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where servants lived, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. Sociably means friendly. Fine, though it's quite difficult for animals to live sociably together. Nowadays, it's quite difficult even for the human beings to live sociably together, and animals have learned this art of living together better than the human beings. So we need to learn a lesson from the animals from that aspect of living together. There was a tortoise, there was a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, a pet squirrel, and for a while my pet dog was also there. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. Monkey is a monkey after all. You know, so how would a monkey allow any of his companions to sleep at night? How would he not let them feel that he was called a monkey? And monkeys are known for being notorious, being known for being naughty. They are notorious for being naughty, actually. Notorious means ill-famed. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. He couldn't take the risk of leaving Toto alone in his absence. Unfortunately, I couldn't accompany grandfather on the trip. The narrator couldn't accompany him, but he told me about it afterwards. Oh, and the entire thing that happened when grandfather left with Toto, was entire story was told to the narrator when he returned from there. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. Toto was put in a big black canvas. Canvas is a thick piece of cloth, rough cloth. It was provided for Toto. Toto was kept in that. This with some straw at the bottom. So some straw, some dry grass was laid at the bottom of the bag. So this bag became his new abode Abode means living place, a place where a person lives, dwelling place. When the bag was closed, now see, imagining to keep a monkey doing nothing within the confines of the bag was almost an act of stupidity on part of the grandfather. Let's see what monkey did inside the bag. There was no escape. Toto couldn't get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. Though he might have tried to bite the canvas to come out and make holes into that, but it was too thick for his, tiny teeth. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air. But Toto didn't give up. He tried his level best to come out of the bag, and his whole efforts made the bag roll about on the floor, and the bag also occasionally jump into the air. We can understand how much force he might have brought into while attempting to come out of the bag, and this entire antics made by the monkey inside the bag. It was a kind of an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers, the spectators, the people around on Dehradun railway platform. It was quite a fascinating and attractive scene to see a bag jumping and rolling on the floor. Many of them, most of them rather, didn't know who was there inside and what was the reason, but it was quite a fascinating scene. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile is a word you need to understand. Turnstile. You must have seen at the entrance of the railway station or the airport, or in parks also we see